implementations you have done in your department?
Ma'am, presently my charge is of Commissioner of Food and Civil Supplies, and essentially we deal with the public distribution system. Now, the public distribution system is already by an order of the Honorable Apex Court in July 2010 to be fully computerized end to end. Now, the biggest problem here is the volume or the scale, because as you're conventionally aware, the ration card is the single entitlement that is the largest and given and extended to all the citizens. And politically speaking also, it is something which cannot be disrupted, in the sense, say for instance, commercial taxes. You want to computerize taxes as a sovereign authority, you can tell people who are registered SSCs, and registered SSCs are generally a limited population. You can tell them you file your return electronically. But can you tell a poor man that if you do not have a smart card, ration card, or if your Aadhaar is not registered, I will not give you your food grain at a subsidized rate? So the transformation process is on. Government of India has got an end-to-end computerization. And coming back to your question, the first step is computerizing the entire database. And in Kerala, we have done this way back in 2010. But now what we are attempting to do is, you see, out of the total population, there are situations where people obtain ration cards which are multiple. Say I go and obtain a ration card in one district, then apply again in another district, and I continue to get wrongfully subsidy in 2-3 places. So we seed that with Aadhaar and deduplicate. So that process is presently on. And the second thing is we need to computerize the supply chain management, a supply of food grain from the Food Corporation of India to the ration shop. And also Government of India has very strongly spoken on the transparency part of it. So all records are transparent, and a consumer grievance redressal, in the sense any person not getting his entitlements or having a complaint like the quality of food grain, he or she should be allowed to get a right to redress that complaint. So as of now, only computerization of the beneficiary database. The rest is being worked upon.
So what are the other initiatives that in your department or you in your department as in taking over?
Ma'am, in the Food and Civil Supplies department, the first thing, as I mentioned, is the completely computerized database. And in Kerala, we attempted a mother database. That would mean that not just the food department, but any other department could use this database. It could be the police, it could be the education department, it could be the agriculture department, but it is one single database. The benefit is, say for instance, I obtain ration giving a particular income level. I obtain scholarship given a particular income level. Tomorrow, the government can very clearly compute, as a member of a family which is below a certain socio-economic level, how much of benefits has been given to me. So that is the first thing that we are doing. The second is, for reaching food grain from Food Corporation of India to the wholesale and to the ration shop, we are doing what is called as an integrated GPS indexed fleet management system. So all your trucks, when they come out with food grain, they are tracked geospatially. And why they are tracked is, you see, food grain is in the controlled rate much cheaper than in the market. In Kerala, you give food grain at 1 rupee for a below poverty line family. The same rice is at 42 rupees in the open market. So there is a very strong incentive for vested interests to divert this to the open market and make a illegal sort of a profit. So if you are able to track the vehicles, not only are you able to know where the stock is going, secondly, you are also able to, over a period of time, build a logistics mechanism which not just transports PDS, it can also transport, say, food grain for the midday meal scheme. It could transport medicines meant for the local government hospital. It could, in fact, whenever there is an idle system, when the truck is free, you could also put it out on the market for transporting anything commercially, ensuring revenue also to the government. The third thing is putting an electronic point of sale device in the ration shop. Now, this point of sale device can provide n number of functionalities. Under the National E-Governance Plan, you have citizen service centers. Each of these ration shops, in a very high volume public-private partnership module, where the ration shop licensee is your private partner with the government, provides these services because he has been provided an electronic point of sale device in his ration shop. The third biggest thing is, today as a ration shop beneficiary, I have to go to one shop. I cannot go to another shop because my ration card is attached to that particular shop. Now in Chhattisgarh, both in Raipur and in Durg, they have done what is called core PDS. Core PDS meaning where you can, because you are on a back end having a seamless database, go to any ration shop, present your biometric credentials or your smart card and buy your ration. Which would mean if a ration shop is not performing properly, it will automatically lose out its customers. And when you have no customers, you will not have sale and you would automatically close down. And ration licensees who are providing much better services would gain better, have higher allocations and more profitable. So that, and the last thing that I did mention was grievance redressal. Now, what I have been advocating is, if this machine put into the shop is used as a direct government to citizen contact mechanism, say the person goes and presses a red button on this machine, or even if it's a red button or icon on the touch screen, and then presents his biometric credentials, because on the back end you have extensive data on this individual, you have his Aadhaar, you have his mobile number, the call center is able to access it from that database, and the call center executive, which is basically a common IT infrastructure, which is a citizen call center by the government, calls this particular individual saying that, sir or madam, you have gone and pressed the red button, what is your complaint? And the citizen says that, look, I have this complaint. It could be anything. My house is not having water, or police has refused to register a case, I have not got my ration, or so and so person beat me up. Now if they say the complaint is so and so person threatened me and I can't go to the local police station, the call center executive escalates that to the home and police department. If he says that the road near my house is not good, the complaint gets escalated to the public works department. If he says that my son is not able to get admission in a particular this thing, it gets escalated either to the skill development department or the education department. And this problem can then be put onto escalation matrix and monitored. And you can use the same platform, interestingly, for citizen feedback, which has not yet been done in the country, where the government could call back the person again and say, sir, you had filed a complaint 5 days back, and this is how we have addressed the complaint. Please rate us on a scale of 1 to 10, are you satisfied? So if he says 2 marks and I am not satisfied, me as a decision maker or somebody higher up in the government would be able to see where government is performing and where it is not. So that basically is the short and sweet of it.
And while implementing these ICT projects, what are the challenges that you foresee?
Challenges essentially in the government, ma'am, are number one is the volume. Say whenever you work in the private sector, the volume is very constricted. Say for instance a database. You could be a company which is offering a service, and your service recipient database could be say 10,000. But in a government, when you are actually extending government benefits, the user base is substantially large. So for instance in Kerala, the public distribution system deals with 82.5 lakh households, and that would mean 3.34 crore records. So number one is the volume, and volumes can easily be handled by technology applications. The second biggest challenge is the maturity in government procurement systems to leverage the best solutions which are available. Now, say for instance, even in the private sector, you're having now seed capital or venture capital funding startups. Now, startups are essentially knowledge-based enterprises. They are not doing conventional manufacturing. Now, could you invest government money into a startup which doesn't have a proven track record? Government procurement mechanisms need to leverage this. So one big challenge I see is how does government ensure that they are able to curtail costs and yet get the best pool to engineer solutions and customize them to ensure proper service delivery.
Okay. In your opinion, the role of implementation of ICT, how is it benefiting the department?
Phenomenally, it will change a lot of things from my departmental perspective. Say I am a I am a ration card beneficiary. I have no idea when the ration reaches my shop. I go down to that particular shop. This person says your ration has not arrived. I have nothing else to do but to believe. Now, my daughter gets married and moves away from my house. I need to delete her name from the ration card. The problem here is I have to take this ration card to the civil supplies department. There the clerk may listen to me, may not listen to me, keep my ration card, 4 दिन बाद आ जाओ, and I am forced to go again. Now these are problems. And if I have a problem, I go to the ration shop fellow and he misbehaves with me. कि चले जाओ तुम, तुम्हारा तो कुछ होना नहीं है. I can't complain to anybody because this person is very important in the locality. He knows the police, he knows everybody there because he is been paying them or perhaps being investing in them so that he can divert food grain. Once you bring in the technology platform, I have an ordinary mobile. The moment my stock of food grain reaches the ration shop, I get an SMS alert. It's something like the banking applications. We've done it in the banks, why can't we do it in the public distribution system? Once I get that, I don't say somebody misbehaves with me in that ration shop. I don't need to go to the ration shop. I can go simply use my thumb. I don't need a ration card anymore. Just present my biometric, take the ration from there. The convenience and ensuring, as I mentioned, the consumer grievance redressal part, that the government is responsive to me even if I am just an ordinary common citizen, is the biggest spin-off and benefit from the application of ICT in food and civil supplies.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for your time.